Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. What I want to talk to you about today, a couple of things that I forgot to mention on my free-to-play challenge account. So we'll touch quickly on that, but the main topic of the video would be the 3 new Legos that were released. The information was released today for them, and how they will be changing the game, how they will be impacting all areas for the game, for all players mostly. Not only for in-game players or top arena players. So we'll talk about that. But first of all, let's check like if we have anything good to do in the free-to-play challenge account, and I'll tell you about the couple of things that I missed from yesterday. So no good soul stones for us. So it's a 2x now. So if I pull this and it's a Lego, probably it will be a waste because we're not allowed to use Legos on the free-to-play challenge account. Where I got this sacred, it's from that dungeon challenge. But let's pull it because I'm really at that like crossroads or intersection where I should choose where I should go there. Like who is going to be my next 6-star, or should I 5-star more champs or whatever. Let me show you something while talking about it. Finally, we got a photo to display on the screen. Very complex technology, yeah. So this was our first 1 key heart. You see that 6-starring Rathalos gave us a lot of boost, and of course his masteries, I've been farming his masteries yesterday, gave us a big boost in damage. Farrakhan is doing great. When he's 6-star, he'll do even more, and then Kale just with the poisons and the War Master there. And we're very close to 2-starring Brutal. That's huge progress in less than 4 weeks. So yeah, and with available champs, like the whole idea I think of this challenge is that free login, great epic, great rare, yes, well, 2 great epics basically and a great rare, but that you don't need the top Legos to progress. I'm less than 4 weeks and look what I'm doing here, of course, but you need to know the game and to spend a lot of time farming and stuff. So that's a big milestone. Back to the game now. Yeah, this one's sacred. If we get a Lego, it's going to be a waste, but let's open it anyway, enjoy it together and see what we'll get. And come on, no. So Zenogre is not bad, but probably that wasn't wise. I should have waited till after the 2x. We just got the last fusion and we're not allowed to use her, of course. If she was a fusion after we started the account, can we technically use her? No, I bet not, yeah. But yeah, so the main thing is that we got her from a shard. She's not usable for the challenge. The debate now in my head, I'm hoarding too many rares and epics. Should I just use her as a 5-star chicken? Probably I'll do that because she's not top tier. She will be a nice addition if I give this account away. I'll think about it, but if my progress is being held back, I'll just use it as a chicken because the main idea here is for us to win the account and the challenges and stuff. That's 3-hitter on an A1. Come on. Well, I needed that. Yeah. So anyway, good luck, bad luck, I guess. So yeah, let me take a screenshot of that. Just to torture myself with it later. We have to... Actually, now I'm thinking, was it even more stupid that I opened that sacred now? We have 2 ancients that we're not opening because we have a fusion starting next Thursday. We'll talk about the champ today in a few seconds, and the champ is actually quite nice, but probably will never have enough shards to compete there, even at that low level account. So Hospitaler, no, just a chicken, I guess. So revive random unlife. So if 1 downs, only available when Harrier was in the team. Okay, straight chicken. Let's see. Okay, we're YOLOing now because we need some food and stuff. Hurler is not the worst, but yeah, no. Also a 3-star chicken. One of the things that I forgot to tell you about yesterday is that, so you see we're pivoting a little bit on who will rank up here, to that I have quite a few good rares that I've pulled from those ancients. For example, like Fleshmonger is not top tier, but he got a 3-hitter on his A1, which can be extremely useful for Fire Knight. Fellhound got an A1 AoE. Soulbound Boyer, she's famous for her A1 AoE, and also with that, so she got a 100% chance of fully depleting target's turn meter. She's a non-void Cold Heart. Of course, she doesn't have the enemy max HP portion of it, but this can be useful in Spider. This can be useful also in Fire Knight, but I think this doesn't have multi-hitters here. No, yeah. So lots of things to debate here. I think that also Hell Freak is good because Gnarlhorn, one of the top rares in the game, places unkillable himself for 2 turns and then just provokes everyone. That's very rare in rares. Yeah, no pun intended. Because he just places a provoke. This is a 100% provoke for 1 turn on a 3-turn cooldown for a rare. Build him tanky, he puts unkillable in himself, and I've got even 2 more copies of him. I got so lucky. He's part, I think, of the Rosin Fusion, but we'll never get that far. Yeah, but Gnarlhorn can be extremely useful for control, especially with Miscreated Monster protecting him. So like, I have rares that I might be able to use and those food epics. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, our second copy of Apothecary, probably we won't use him. So I'm not sure who I'm keeping. I think that also this rare is good. This rare is good. I'm not sure, guys. I'm afraid that I'll be hoarding champs. This one also might be good if I remember. Come on. No. So 3 times. No, not that. Yeah, no, not that much. So main thing is that I'm afraid I'll be hoarding rares and epics and even the Legos that we just pulled. And I'll just make myself lose the competition or lose at least one of the top places there. We're doing really well in a lot of areas. And if I have another 6-star or a couple of 5 stars, probably that will help me progress in a lot of areas too. I'll figure it out, make up my mind and progress. And we'll have fun anyways. Let me show you another cool thing. I promised you we'll talk about these champions. And we will in just a sec. Sorry, I've been talkative a little bit this morning. Look at this. Because we got that 2nd place in the tournament, we have 6-star Relentless set. Actually, we won a couple of tournaments, so we have even a 2nd one, was not the worst of stats to put on someone. I want to talk about those 3 new Legos in the order of how easy it is for you to get them, in my opinion at least. So this one is the one that's going to be available for everyone who's playing the game, though a little bit long term, you won't get it immediately. It's sort of a guaranteed, like Rosin Fusion, like Lady Mikagi. This is going to be sort of a guaranteed champ over time. How this works, that relates to the announcements that Plarium also made either yesterday or a couple of days ago. Related to that, if you're missing Fragment Fusion and you just have partial fragments from those champs, those fusions, not the permanent ones, the ones that come every couple of months, you can exchange those fragments for chests, and those chests will give you a chance, we're not sure about the probability yet, of getting fragments for this champ. And once you get 100 fragments, you can summon her. She's sort of a guaranteed Lego when you're piling those fragments over time. So if you've been active with your fusions, you've been getting your 100 fragments on each of these every couple of months, you got a new Legos, you shouldn't be upset about that, because yes, that's one champ. She's good. We'll talk about her kit in a minute. But you got like 10 champs instead of 1. For those who are missing, so that's a great chance for like 2 things. The overachievers, usually when I'm doing a fusion, because I'm in game and I get a lot of points, I might get lucky and get a couple extra heroes there, I might end up getting the fusion and then with like 20 fragments or whatever. Or for the bad fusions that I didn't go for, just by farming dungeons or like doing like ranking champs or whatever, I get a few fragments here or there. So you can use these to get this champ over time. Which gives you another motive is that, let's say there's a fragment fusion going on, you're not going for it because it's not good or you don't have shards or resources or whatever, target a couple of those tournaments or events there, whether it's dungeon divers if you're farming gear or silver, ranking up champs if you're building your teams, and you will get a couple of fragments that can be exchanged for part of this champ. So good play, Plarium. Probably a bit late, but better late than never. So yeah, and this champ is actually good. I like her kit. You know me, while I'm talking about this one or the next two, I won't read their kit like just line by line there. I'll just tell you my impression of the kit, whether it's good or not, and all of that stuff. So this champ got a decreased attack on her A1. Always good, not 100% chance of course, but always good to have that decreased attack for clan boss and bosses and stuff. She's a solid support champ, so out of the gate she's a good champ. If you can exchange those fragments, you're not doing anything with them anyways, go ahead and get her. Her A2 decreases the duration of buffs on the enemies and increases the duration of buffs on your team. That's good, like I would say probably early to mid game you won't build her with accuracy, so you won't have the enemy effect, but at least if you make her start with her A2 after someone who puts shields or block the buffs or something like that, she will extend it for another turn. So that's very strong and good A2 as well, with heal for all allies, 30% heal. Is it 30% heal? 40% heal based on her max HP. You build her tanky on a 3-turn cooldown. She's increasing the duration of your buffs and healing everyone. Great everywhere. That's also very good for support. Then on her A3, she got a 4-turn cooldown AoE revive, which is also very good if you're missing a reviver in this faction or whatever, so she's also great there. And her passive is Doom Priest like. So probably it's not being talked about much anymore, but Doom Priest was the go-to for that immediate buff cleanse every time she takes a turn. So you build her fast or you tune her for your clan boss team just to cleanse that stun when it lands. Every time she takes a turn, if you build her fast, she's just cleansing everyone with an accuracy by 60 all battle aura, great aura as well. So this champ is a Lego much more useful version of Doom Priest, and she will be available for everyone over time. Good job Plarium on the design of this kit. So this is February's fusion and it's a fragment fusion. They already announced this. I'll say the warning here that I mentioned in the video thumbnail. This is going to be a tough fusion. If you're low on resources, don't try going for her. You'll fall short. There will be lots of shards required, lots of resources. They will spike the points of this fusion for sure because of how strong she is. Not her own. So part of the announcement, and they usually do this around Valentine's, they release a couple of champs. One of them is a fusion. The other one is a Void Lego. And usually those pairs, like Rotos Sifi or Taras Marishka, they are super powerful and meta changing. And this couple actually changes 3 metas, not only one. I'll tell you how while we're explaining it. She's sort of guaranteed if you have a ton of resources saved. If you chase her and you fall short, maybe it's not bad anyway, because you can then use those fragments for high mother mode, so it's not a loss after all. That's a good thing about falling short in fragment fusions going forward. But let's talk about her kit and why she's so powerful. I think that's really a good fusion. Even if you don't have the Void Lego, like probably most people won't have him ever, but she's really good even without him. I'll tell you why, I'll explain from her kit. That's a good fusion that if you have enough resources, or if you're willing to spend money or whatever, that's a good one to go for. On her A1, she got a 50-50 chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally. Well, the random part, of course, if they didn't make it random, it would be too powerful. It would be overpowered, actually. 50-50 chance on an A1. That's one of the strongest A1s in the entire game. Skill lockdown. Putting skills on cooldowns. Putting passives on cooldowns. Nothing will stop that A1. She takes that A1. Somebody's skills is put off cooldown. That's a very, very strong A1 there. I'll talk through her kit as if you don't have the Void Lego, because most of us don't. And the thing is, of course, if you got the Void Lego, play them together. They are going to be awesome. I don't need to mention that, but yeah. So her A2 is a whole team cleanse on a 3-turn cooldown with a shield equal to 35% of her HP. She's a support champ. Probably she'll have a lot of HP. So on a 3 turn, every 3 turns, she's cleansing everyone and putting a juicy shield there. So great A2 as well. Her A3, she got a single target revive on a 3-turn cooldown. It's not bad because a single target revive, 3-turn cooldown, that balances that. And the thing is, she's an area like when she revives someone, she resets their skills. So also has a lot of tuning and can be useful in a lot of places there. Very good support champ. The passive basically is that she takes most of the control debuffs on herself from your highest crit damage champ, from your nuker basically, from a single target. And then when she gets a turn, she just cleanses them off. So yeah, good passive there. Not super OP or anything. Overall, she's not overpowered by herself, but she's a very solid support champ. So if you can get her, one of the reasons I open the shards right now that I'm debating it on the free-to-play challenge account, is that because of how good she is and the pairing that she has with that other Void Lego, probably they will make that fusion super hard, so I won't be able to get it on the free-to-play challenge account anyway. So yeah, let's open the shards and hope for something good. And also she got speed on all battles aura. Probably I'm hiding it behind me, but she got speed on all battles aura by 19, which is also great. So that's the second champ, the fusion champ for next month, for February. That's starting, well, it's not for next month, it's for this month, so it's starting in a week. If you have the resources, and that's a big if, definitely go for her. She will be useful everywhere. Now let's talk about the Void Lego. I won't talk so much about the Void Lego kit, so I'll just skim through it and tell you what it's about. I'll actually talk about that pair and how they will be changing 3 metas in the game right now. This is our new Void Lego, and if you haven't noticed in the name, so they are White King and White Queen. White as in knight, not as in the color. So yeah, clever playing with words here, plariums or whatever. Yeah, but the thing is, why is this guy so good and why is he a Void Lego? Let's see. First of all, he's HP based, so of course he's going to be tanky. And from his kit, again, I won't read through it line by line, he should be an HP based nuker with some debuffing. So he's an HP based nuker that needs accuracy basically. You can ignore the damage part if you want. Well, when he comes out, I think content creators will test his damage and see if he's like Taras level or Magnar level, or if you should just ignore the damage on him and build him with accuracy, because his kit is really good if you give him enough accuracy in arena and live arena and all of those areas. So on his A1, he's putting one of the enemy skills on cooldown. 2-turn cooldown is just a cooldown. Yeah, you're pushing them back basically. Why is that so strong? Again, it's an A1, block active skills, block passives or whatever won't stop this guy. So if you build this guy very fast with accuracy, he will just bang someone in the head with that big scepter and put their skills on cooldown. You have Kaimar, you have Yumiko, you just reset them and then he goes again and puts them back on cooldown. That's very powerful in live arena, especially of course if you have like the couple. If you got any chance, if you're hoarding voids, if you'll go for 10x's, probably they will do a 10x for this guy pretty soon. Go for the fusion because you might get lucky and get this champ. So again, one of the strongest A1s in the game on him, exactly like her. His A2 and A3 basically are attacks, so single target on the A3, AoE on the A2. The main thing is that they get more damage if the enemies have buffs, which means that all of that bolster sets, Sifi buffing the team, buffs on Taras and all of that stuff will make him hit harder. If his damage multipliers are high, he's going to nuke the enemy team based on how many buffs they have, which is the meta right now. Actually, that's the fourth meta that I didn't think about. Yeah, but that's that. So he will hit harder the more buffs the teams have. His passive then is that him taking less damage from enemies out of their turn, meaning that all of those ally attacks or counter attacks won't do damage to him or won't do that much damage to him, depending if you have the other champ with him or not. So overall, strong kit. It's one of those versatile kits like Wukong where you can use him high accuracy for his A1. Like one of the builds for him, and I haven't given this much thought, is that if you just ignore its damage, well, If he's doing okay damage, he can be your secondary damage dealer. Thing is that both of them can be used only for their cooldowns, for their A1s, sorry, that puts the stuff on cooldown and resets it and stuff. The thing is that if you build them both tanky and maybe in bolster sets or whatever, they will keep A1ing and messing up the whole your team and enemy team cooldowns. They will be very challenging in live arena and very useful in arena as well. What are the three metas that I'm saying that those two champs, especially, well, definitely if you have them together, will mess up? Putting skills on cooldown, Warlord Yumiko, because her A1 will put someone's skills off cooldown. Same thing with his skill. Even if somebody locks you out or whatever, and HP tanky, he can take a hit, then he will go with his A1 and bang someone and put their skills on cooldown. The other thing is that his damage multipliers, increasing by buffs on the enemy team, will mess up the whole Taras Mariska thing. I forgot to tell you that his A3, if it hits hard enough, it has a block revive on it if it kills someone. So with damage increasing with buffs, like if he uses his A3, nukes a Taras and puts block revive on him, that just cancels Mariska's passive. So they are partially, I'm not saying fully, they won't do the same thing, but will definitely mess up the arena metas. So they are messing up with Taras Mariska, buffs HP, Mariska's passive thing in the arena meta right now, which has been in for a while. They are messing up with Warlord Yumiko's meta, and they are messing up with Yumiko Kaimar meta. Those three metas, they are not completely cancelling them, which is good. I like that they have done that. They are mixing things up a little bit. You'll have the fusion anyway, so you'll get half of the equation. Definitely a great new duo that will have the Krakens opening their shards to get that guy, and they will get the fusion anyways. And if they get them, they are going to shuffle things up in arena. If you randomly get this guy from a void shard and you'll have the fusions, then definitely also it will help you greatly in arena and live arena progress. For the majority of players, the fusion by herself is really a strong support champ, so if you have the resources, you should go for her anyways. And that was all I wanted to share with you today. Keep playing great, save resources for the fusion if you can, and I'll see you next time. Bye.